So then the next question is, now that we have this 141,000, what do we do with it? We know we want to invest, but where do we invest and how, right? What we're looking to do is get maximum ROI, return on investment. So I'm a big proponent of leveraging. This is how all the world's richest people, multimillionaires and billionaires, make their money. It's called OPM, right? Other people's money. They leverage. The old saying, it takes money to make money. Well, if you only have a certain amount of money to work with, you can only make a certain amount of money. But if you have access to unlimited amount of funds to invest, then you can now earn unlimited amounts of money. So you leverage, right? So we'll get into how to leverage. But first off, let's say that you have $500,000, right, to invest in real estate. So you go out and you buy a house for 500 grand, right? And it appreciates at 7%, right, the historic average. That means on your $500,000 investment, you've now made a return of $35,000 on your 500K, 7%, right? But what if you were to leverage? So this time, same $500,000 house, but you get a mortgage on it of 400 grand. So that means your investment is only $100,000 this time, right? That's your capital, 100 grand. But the house still appreciated at 35,000, right? So now your ROI is 35%. Make sense? Your ROI, your return on investment, has gone from 7 to 35 just by leveraging. You still have the 500 grand. Sorry, you have 400 left out of the 500. So logically, you buy 4 more houses, right? So where you previously made $35,000 off of your 500 grand, you're now going to make $175,000 each year off of your 500 grand. It's the power of OPM, other people's money.
You're having 5 mortgages now. Yes.
5 mortgages, yeah. So, and that's not an issue. Like I have plenty of, look, I have clients of mine who buy a house every year, right? There are some lenders out there who limit your portfolio. They'll say once you get to 4 or 5, you're cut off. But there are lenders out there who go to 10, right? And then once you've maxed out the amount that lenders will allow you to leverage, you can move on to commercial properties. There are different things, but you know, I always suggest max out your residential portfolio and then go into commercial, right? So
You can only refinance your mortgages up for renewal.
no, you can refinance at any point.
Sorry, what was the question?
Okay, so the question was, can you refinance before your mortgage is up for renewal? So the answer is yes, you can refinance before your mortgage is up for renewal. You'll have to pay a penalty bill. So it's wisest, usually, to wait until your mortgage term expires. Most terms are 5 years, so most people will wait until the 5 years is up and refinance. But no, I mean, if you have a variable rate mortgage where you're just paying 3 months interest to break it, and you have an investment opportunity that makes sense, break the mortgage, pay the interest, and invest. Sorry, I think I had a question back. Yeah.
Giving up your 500,000 to say 4 different mortgages. To come up with that money, would you recommend or not recommend using equity in your own personal residence? To do that?
The question was, to get the $500,000 to invest in those 5 properties, would I recommend using the equity in your existing home? And the answer is yes, because otherwise, your house is not really an asset. So I don't know who's familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, the real estate guru. So traditional accounting says that anything that's worth value, a house, a car, a watch, that's all an asset, right? If it has value. Robert Kiyosaki says no. If it's not earning you money, it's not an asset, right? So he says your house is not an asset. But if you're using the equity in your home as capital to go out and invest and make more money, it becomes an asset. And very rarely do people have $500,000 sitting in their bank account. So typically, yeah, you do have to tap into the equity in your home, right? Question?
What do you do with these other homes? I don't know anything about this. So if I buy 5 homes, I live in one. What do I do with the rest? Do you rent them out? Or
Yeah,
do you,
rent them out.
So
We'll get
do?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
we'll get into that. Yeah.
Your mortgage is doing what?
Yeah, you don't have houses sitting empty. The whole idea is that, yeah, you
Well,
rent them out.
clearly, right? But I just thought, then you have to become a landlord.
You do have to become a landlord,
Oh,
and we'll
okay.
even get into the Landlord-Tenant Act,
Okay,
right?
good.
Because that's where a lot of first-time investors get tricked up, because there are some very savvy tenants out there who take advantage of the new investors. So, question at the back of the room? Okay, so where would I find those graphs and charts? TREB, Toronto Real Estate Board. That's and then the last two charts were from CREA, Canadian Real Estate Association. Just go on the website.
When you eventually start talking about the landlord tenant, is there, will you touch on property management companies at all? Like compare the two? Like hiring a property management company versus being a landlord for your own property?
Right. So I won't get into recommending any particular companies, but what I will say is once you get to 4 or 5 properties, depending on what your tolerance is, you might want to switch over to a property management company, depending on how, and it's a personal preference thing. Like I'm very hands-on, so I like to do my own thing, but you have some people who like a more passive type of investment, so they'll just outsource to a property management company. So the question is, how else can we increase ROI, right? We talked about leveraging.